Hi everyone, so today I want to carry on with the sort of lollipop theme for my Christmas tree. I do want to make some sweets on a stick, just like sort of like marshmallows, things like that. So for this craft you're going to need some smaller bamboo skewers. You're also going to need your Bose foam clay in white and some different coloured acrylic paints to colour your clay. You can purchase your Bose foam clay on Amazon. So this is what it looks like when it comes out the tub. So as always, just manipulate this, gets all the air out of it, stops it being really sticky. And you will just need to form, depending on how many colours you are wanting. I think I'm going to do 6 colours, so I do need 6 medium-sized balls. Let me just show you the size of this. Of my balls I'm going to keep white. So I'm going to mix these colours next. So I'm just going to run through just how to mix one, and then I'm going to carry on and mix the rest. Once you've manipulated all your clay, just form a little well inside. So this one I'm going to do pink. So I'm just going to go in just with some red acrylic paint. This is just dark red. And because we are not colouring quite a lot, you are best going in with a skewer. That way you've got a lot more control of your paint. If I was just to pop that in there, what will happen is it'll create far too much paint inside. Once I start mixing it, it will dry out my clay quite quick. And then it'll obviously, as I've mentioned before, you get like a snap effect. That means you've put far too much acrylic paint into your clay. So just taking my red, because we are working on a white base, just with a skewer. Just going to pop a little bit inside. And then we're going to give this a mix. So make sure everything is mixed together. It will then go sort of like a lightish pink because we are working on a white base. And your clay is so easy to colour, as you can see. And that has given me the pink. So I'm now going to add in my other colours. So I'm going to do blue, green, lemon, and maybe sort of like an aqua colour. I'm not quite sure yet. But I'll mix these up just as I've just showed you, and then I'll show you the colours, what I used. My clay is now mixed. So went in with some blue. Any dark blue will be fine. That's the colour it turned out. A little bit of yellow. You saw me do the pink. Tiny bit of bottle green, and this is sort of like an aqua colour, which is like a lagoon colour it's called. But if you want in this colour, you can mix obviously a little bit of blue and a little bit of green into your mix. So it is a slightly, it looks like a darker blue on camera, but it's more like an aqua colour. Just before we carry on, if you haven't got any of these paints and you are new to crafting, you just want to give it a go, you can purchase the little acrylic tubes. Home Bargains, B&M, I think they're like £2.99. You'll get all the standard colours in that you're going to need just to mix up your clay. So you don't have to go out and buy big bottles like this, because obviously, you know, we don't use too much paint in our clay. So you now need to roll some sausages. Now do keep your colours away. If your clay touches any part of your other clay, it will stick and you will not get it off. So keep all your rolls separate, because we are going to twist these. So I'm just going to snap these in half. Now if you are, you know, in and out and you're not going to be doing this all in one go like me, just pop all your clay in an airtight bag separate. That way, you know, obviously because we've added the paint, after an hour or so it might start feeling not as soft. That's the only way I can describe it. So just form some sausages. You can go as thick, as thin as you like. And I'm going to do this with all my colours. So I tend just to sort of pull it out like this and twist it over. Your sausages don't have to be perfect either, because we are going to do some flumps first. And if you are making a few of these, you know, obviously you can make your sausage quite long. That way it just saves you re-rolling it just to make, you know, a tiny one. So keep your sausage quite long. And then when you're happy with the shape, you're then going to do exactly the same with all your other colours. Next, just taking some scissors, you need to go approximately 4 centimetres along. You can obviously make these as big or as small as you like. Because we've got to put them on the skewer, we don't want them too long because obviously it's quite a lightweight clay. They might start bending slightly. So I'm going to stick to 4 centimetres. And I'm now just going to trim all these with my scissors to roughly 4 centimetres. Once you've roughly cut these, now is the time to decide what colours you want together. You can twist 2 together or 3 together. So I'm just going to show you a couple. So we'll start with the lemon and pink. Just pop these together. Don't worry if you haven't cut them even like this. We do trim off the end. It's just to give you a guide, and obviously the longer the sausage, the harder it is for it to roll. Now the clay will stick together like this. And then all you will need to do now is just lightly pinch it with your fingers, and you're just going to give it a twist. And then another twist and another twist until you get the shape. Just lightly roll it on your table. And then with the spare ends, just take your scissors trim it off and then just give it a squeeze. You can then do a 3, so let's do pink, mint and white. So if you're doing a 3, stack those together like this and then place this one on the top. You are then going to do the same method, aim for the middle first, twist, work the way up and slightly twist again. You can then lightly roll it just on your mat. If you roll it too hard, all these indents will end up being squashed. And then just trim off the excess either side. Give it another little bit of a twist and a squeeze. And the flumps are as easy as that. So I'm going to go ahead now, just give it a bit of a squeeze, and make all my others. Once you've twisted all your flumps, just let them sort of air dry for a good 10-15 minutes before we start popping them on the skewer. Because it's a really lightweight clay, they'll end up losing the shape. So don't panic. You know, if some of them are sort of swelling slightly and losing their shape, once we get them on the skewer, we do give them another little bit of a squeeze. So don't panic too much. So with the rest of the clay that we've got, you will have quite a lot left over, depending obviously how much you've mixed up. We're just going to make a couple of little stack sweets to go in between. So let me just show you one, and then I'm going to go ahead and make some more. So this sausage needs to be quite thick. You can obviously use your acrylic rolling pin. I just find it easier just to use my finger and just sort of squash it down like this. And then taking another colour, so I'm going to do pink. You can do stacks of 3 if you want. Do the same, roll it in a ball, roll it backwards and forwards to get your sausage. And then again, just squish this down. You're then going to place this one on top of this one. Again, just give it a bit of a squish. We will be adding some sprinkles onto these. And then take your scissors, snip off the end. Just to form a little stack like this. So it's like a square marshmallow, should we call these? So I've aimed for more or less the same size. So you can make these whatever size you want, because obviously they're a bit more sturdier with it being thicker. Again, they don't have to be perfect. No flump is perfect. So I'm just making a couple of these. These are going to go in between, obviously. So I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to layer up some yellow, maybe some white, maybe do a 3-1 as well. And then I'll be back. So I had some leftover clay. I'm just making some random little balls out the rest, just by rolling it in the palm of my hand, just to form the ball. You can obviously thread beads on here as well, if you've got some quite big beads with the holes inside that match your colours. And we are nearly ready now to stack it all together and add our sprinkles and glitter. The offcuts that I've got off all the other bits as well, I've just literally just rolled these together and just sort of like done a a little bit of a marble effect. So now we just need to get out some sprinkles. These are the sprinkles I'm going to be using. They're just light little multicoloured polystyrene balls. It's the same what they put in slime. I can't remember where I purchased these from, but I'm sure if you just search in mini poly balls, these will come up. So now taking your skewer, your clay might still be a little bit wet. Taking the pointy end, you're going to start just twisting this. So just keep twisting till it threads all the way through. You're going to go, depending on how big you want your skewers, I'm going to go about there. Next you will need some tacky glue. This is the one that I use from Art Studio from the range. It was only 99p and it is really, really good for anything like this. Just run my tacky glue just around the white part. And next what you need to do is just dip into your sprinkles. I'm not quite sure how good my pot is. And just start tapping all your little sprinkles just around where you've put your glue. Just pulling these into place. You don't have to be, again, too neat with it. You could probably be best doing this on a plate, and then you can obviously roll it in to make it easier. So I'm just going to cover all the way around. This will of course dry clear as well, but I do have a white middle in mine. So now you need to start threading all your other bits and pieces on. So you can, again, keep the pointy end. Let's do a ball. Just twist it till you get through to the other end. And then just slide that down. Shaping it as you go. And then again, take one of your flumps, do the same, aim for the middle. Just give it a bit of a twist. And then keep your fingers together like this, and then you can slowly just push that down. And now is the time to squeeze. Push down any clay, just to keep the shape. So I'm just going to work all the way up, adding my sweets. Once I get to this bit, again, I'm going to do exactly the same, use my tacky glue, and then add some sprinkles in the middle. I've now worked all the way up, so now I'm going to change my glue to clear PVA glue from Art Studio. This was from the range. Just use my paintbrush and just dab in certain areas, just so I can sprinkle on my poly balls, and then obviously they're going to sit wherever my glue is. And then once all they are on, I'm then going to go back over with my glue in certain areas where I want more glitter, just with my PVA glue. This is just a sort of like white iridescent glitter, and sprinkle all that on as well. Now you are best getting a box of some description just to poke in your stick. That way, you know, everything can sit upright and dry and not stick to your surface. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'll be back with the finished result. I am now back. Mine are obviously still drying. So out of all the cuts that we've done, I managed to get 2 larger ones and 1 smaller one. The charms I've just attached with tacky glue. Obviously I wanted to match my other lollipop at the back, so I've added those. I do sell charms. I've got about 120 different varieties for what I remember. So if you are wanting any, you can obviously pop me a message. If not, you can obviously source your resin charms online. And again, I've just added that little lollipop just to match this one. So I'm now going to let everything dry. Again, you can wrap these in cellophane. You can add a bow to the bottom. So I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial and you give them a go, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye everybody.